It's Brownlow time. Let us know in the comments before we start. Who do you think is going to win the Brownlow? Who is going to be the top 5? Because I feel like we have a really interesting count this year. I feel it's going to be interesting. I reckon Brownlows up until now have been decided by players who win the ball at stoppage. They win a really high amount of contested possession. And I feel like the game's going through a bit of a transition where those transition types, those more outside types, are having more of an effect on the game. And I think that's, if you look at players like Bailey Smith, to some degree, a little bit Noah Anderson as well, maybe Jordan Dawson is another one like that. So it'll be interesting how much the sort of like the stoppage mules, the bulls, those kind of players are high up the board like they have been, or it's going to be a bit of a change.
Yeah, I mean, like out of the last 5, Cripps 1-2, Neil's 1-2, Wines is 1-1. And then you got Fife who, he's Brownlow quality anyway, but I think the last 5 sort of indicate there's a clear... Well, I suppose you can probably include Fife. There's a big trend there of that first possession clearance midfielder.
Yes, and you would have to say, at least on some level, I know we've kind of disagreed about that a little bit, but Lachie Neale and Patrick Cripps, perhaps maybe like one of their Brownlows, it didn't feel necessarily like they were the best player in the competition. Yeah,
and as we said earlier, the ridiculous trend now of like record-breaking seasons by these guys, and we're hitting Brownlow counts of like in the 40s. It's a quirky one.
What do you put that down? Do you just think that's the umpires maybe getting a little bit lazy with it, just like I'm just ticking boxes, or do you think it's maybe the quality overall like of teams getting a bit more condensed in the top end of the team, like sort of a fewer players doing more?
It seems like the umpires these days are getting a little fixated on the guys that they see at stoppages.
Do you think that's a media thing then?
A media
thing?
Sorry.
I thought you were going to say, I actually preempted what you were going to say then. I thought you were going to say that like big personalities. For example, like Dacos, big star, right. Patrick Cripps, big star.
That definitely has its impact as well. Yeah. But, I don't know if Cripps and Neale, I suppose maybe Cripps, but Neale probably doesn't have that star factor prior to his Brownlow.
They're well known though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know what you mean though. I think the one that comes up for me this year that's in the favourites, I will just read these off as well. Nick Dacos is the favourite, $2.50. The next is Bailey Smith. So I think that has to be a little bit to do with how much of a star factor he is, just as a personality as well.
I suppose that's where the money's going to, right? Yeah, it's a reflection of where the money goes.
Yeah, exactly. And just, he stands out and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, Jordan Dawson is next in third place, $6.50. Noah Anderson, $7. Matt Rowell, $13, rounds it out.
Right. So what should we do? I reckon we could potentially talk about our top 5.
Yes.
Do we go through 1 through 5?
We can start with the winners and then maybe go through our 5s.
I think it's going to be Noah Anderson.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon Anderson takes it out.
I like that.
It's just he kicks like 2 or 3 from the midfield most weeks, bursts out the front of stoppage. Like he's one of the most damaging midfielders in the competition.
2 or 3 is maybe over-egging it. I think he's about 0.7 goals a game.
Well, I've seen him kick.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't kick 66 goals this year.
Well, he kicked one against Brisbane last week. That was sort of epitomised his games, breaking out of the middle.
Yeah.
And against Essendon, he would have got 3 votes late in the season, which could have,
that is the litmus
bumped
test.
him.
So he is
it's not the litmus test, but like what I'm saying is, if it comes to round 23 and the votes are tight, Noah Anderson will get 3 votes, and it could have won him the Brownlow.
So he is your winner.
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. I could just say Dacos.
Should I throw a rebuttal in here on Noah Anderson winning the Brownlow? He's not my winner. I think he'll be up there, the pointy end. But votes being taken, Matt Rowell. And I almost feel like if you look at last year at least, I think Rowell polled 18 votes and Anderson polled about 12 for the count. So it's interesting. Noah Anderson has definitely gone to another level this year. And maybe Rowell's stayed a little bit more consistent to last year, but he's gone to another level as well. It'll just be interesting how that happens. Gold Coast have won more games. Yeah. I was about to say that, Exactly. So interesting. They will take some votes off each other, no doubt, though.
He'd be a very worthy winner. Yeah. I will say that. It's not my prediction either, but I would like to see him win it because I think he's genuinely one of the better midfielders of the competition.
I've also done this without going through the Brownlow predictor. I've just who have I thought has had the most impactful?
I think he's had a pretty consistent season as well. You couldn't identify a part of the season where he really dropped off or he started strong and then died or something like that. So yeah, interesting. Jesse?
I'm going to go basic. I've gone Nick Dacos, and I'll be able to flesh out the rest of my top 5 and justify each of it. But the difference with Dacos is I don't think he has the same competition for votes as some of these other guys. And that is true of someone like a Jordan Dawson as well. But Anderson and Rao will take votes off each other is my belief. Particularly in the second half of the year, Rao came home with a wet sail. But Dacos, as far as midfielders go, I mean, who else comes to mind as a regular Brownlow vote getter at Collingwood? I mean, some of their best players are not midfielders. So, I just think in terms of that weekly impact, the fact that Collingwood won so many games, we will probably see a downturn in his votes as Collingwood go through that streak, and we could see someone else pip him, but that's who I've gone.
I have done the same, Jesse. Now, I've got a little bit of a smoky as well that I want to mention here, but I think Nick Dacos, like you said, he's the most balanced over all of the players. Like you've got those Rao, Sarong types who probably do most of their best work on the inside, but Dacos has that best balance of inside out, like 30 disposals, which is really high volume, which ticks that box. High meters game player, big kick threat player, but the score involvements, 8 per game, 32.7% of his scores turn into of his disposals, turn into score involvements as well. So the only thing you could really mark him down, he's a little bit on like ground ball stuff and contested possession. He's a little bit down on some of these other guys, but then he makes up for it with his clearance stuff, 6.2 per game, and his first possession to clearance is 78%.
Yeah, wow.
So he kind of just ticks every single box.
Yeah.
He's got that star factor, which I think is important in the Brownlow as well. So he just doesn't really not tick any boxes. But I do want to mention, I reckon a big smoky is Caleb Sarong.
Yeah, I see that. Again, if we're going through these types, that first possession is clearance midfielder. He fits the mould of all the other previous winners and probably doesn't have that competition. I suppose I know Brayshaw had a great season.
It was top 5 last year, but see, Sarong had games this year where he was like best on ground, missing. Best on ground.
But that'll be okay for a Brownlow.
That's good. That's true. Yeah.
He'll pole 3 a lot.
He'll pole a lot of threes, and also Fremantle clearly won a lot more games this season. What'd you win in the end? 15?
Yeah.
What'd you win last year?
Not 15.
13.
I don't remember him missing any games.
He's a pretty proven vote getter.
He's a proven vote getter, and there's parts of his game that are just so much higher than anybody else's. Like his contested possessions, 14.4 per game. The only one that comes close to that is like a Matt Rao, which is that's always a big factor. Indicator, yeah, exactly. Ground ball 9.3. And he's clearly the best clearance player, 8.2.
Yeah.
First possession to clearance, 81.1. So that's even better than a Dacos.
Yeah.
So he's got that. His only negative is scoring, but I don't think scoring comes into it that much in the Brownlow. The umpires don't, forwards aren't really a factor.
The only player I can think taking threes off him in wins is Luke Jackson. I think Jackson will pick him. But other than that, I don't really think.
Well, Brayshaw and Young. I know Young wasn't there much, but when he did play,
I'm just thinking back to games this year. Brayshaw might have got best on once or twice, but other than that, I feel like in our wins, Sarong is our main guy getting it done. So
I think it's a really good shout for a Smoky.
Yeah, I'm happy with that one. And I don't think Brayshaw, as much as he's a really good player, I don't think he's going to be a major factor in stealing votes this season.
Sure, yeah.
I agree.
I like that call. I could see that happening.
I actually haven't even got him in my top 5.
So that's kind of my 1-2.
Yeah, I kind of regret not doing it.
I've got Dacos second, so I've gone Anderson Dacos.
Yep.
Yeah, fair.
Do I round out?
Yeah, just go through the 5.
I've got Dawson from the Crows, had a massive year. Bailey Smith at 4 and Matt Rowell at 5.
I like it. I went Dacos number 1, obviously. Jordan Dawson's second. He's expected to poll in more games than Dacos, but perhaps less threes. But he's also another player without midfield competition in Adelaide, which I think will bode well for him. Bailey Smith in third. He could win it. And but I guess the argument's against him. He's not your typical extractor type. Again, he'd probably run similar contested ball numbers to Dacos, I'm guessing. Maybe
Who's
2-1. Bailey Smith.
Oh, no, yeah, he's contested. Bailey Smith's contested stuff is really good.
33%.
Yeah.
I just mean in terms of how many.
Oh, how much?
Yeah, how much?
Where have I got Bailey here? So he's at 35.6.
Yeah, okay.
Contested.
So similar to Dacos. So I just mean the argument against him. He's not that Cripps, Neil, Caleb Sarong type.
Yeah. The difference with Bailey Smith, which I always think is a bit of a factor in this, is his sort of his work around the stoppage. He's not as crafty as some of those other guys. And I think when players are really technical around stoppage, the umpires kind of see that. Like his first possession to clearance, Bailey Smith is only around 70%. So he's about 10 under those top guys.
Yeah. Yeah. He's expected to finish the year with three vote games. So we could see him make a late dash.
Yep.
And I think there will be some votes given to Max Holmes, Jeremy Cameron in particular. But I think just the positional discrimination there, I think might see him not finish in the top 2. Then I went the Gold Coast boys, Anderson and Rowell. They're competing with each other, but I think will poll well. But having now done this in your Sarong argument, I wish that I put it in there, but I'll go Rowell 5, Anderson 4.
How much of you wanting to put Sarong is that you're scared that he's going to win it?
I couldn't really care less.
I don't think he'll win it.
I wouldn't. It's a nice moment for Fremantle if he wins it. It's not a huge bragging point. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm scared of it happening.
If Sarong wins it, I will be on the... Sorry, there's the Tom Stewart concussion again. That just looked not like a concussion at all. If Sarong wins the Brownlow this year, I'll be on the Dylan Alexander. The Brownlow is cursed.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even think Sarong had an All-Australian year, to be honest.
Yeah, you said that. I remember
doubling down on the I'm not a Freo fan.
I've just made you into a hater.
He was just too up and down.
Yeah.
Well, not up and down. He just got tagged easily this year.
Okay.
And maybe he did have.
I just think he does. Sarong, he just does what he does really well.
Yeah. And he fits the mould of a Brownlow medal winner. Like Pritis back in the day, 2014. No one thought he was the best player.
He's a better player than Pritis, I think. But it's a similar specialist.
Yeah, exactly. It was an eyebrow raiser
part as well. Great haircut on Brownlow medal night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Always
true.
Scrubs up well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where did you have Dawson, both of you?
I had Dawson second.
I didn't have him in my top 5.
I didn't
Wow.
3.
I did not have him in my top 5.
The AFL.com.au Brownlow predictor has him first.
Has him first.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I just don't think the style, the way that he plays, really stacks up for Brownlow medals.
Sure.
He's low disposal, 23 disposals per game, where a lot of these guys are from about 27 up towards 31, 32 if you bring in Bailey Smith.
That's true.
His clearance stuff isn't great either, only 4.4 per game. So again, compared to a Sarong, he's only about half the amount of clearances. Not a great first possession clearance player. Not really much of a factor from first possession either compared to these other guys. So he's not really a stoppage presence. He is a bit of a contested ball presence. And he's more of a scorer and a contested marker. And again, he is all over the ground and he's around the ball. But I don't know, has anyone ever won a Brownlow being a sort of a utility type roamer that marks the footy and kicks goals?
Nah. I reckon there would have been.
So it's interesting.
Was Adam Goods that? I think that's probably underselling Adam Goods, but he won a couple.
Yeah, Adam Goods was better than Dawson, but
definitely,
at the same time, it's a good point. Yeah. But in modern times, I just feel like it's gone more and more to that type. So definitely. I feel like he would have to buck trends.
Even a player like Ben Cousins doesn't win the Brownlow now.
No, well, that's kind of Bailey Smith.
Yeah, that's a great call. I was about to say that.
That hard runner.
So we'll see how he polls. But the Brownlow votes have moved away from that type of player.
Eli in the chart says Heaney and Naz are smokies. Do we see them polling well?
I think Naz is going to poll really strongly. He has to get 3 voters. But was there enough of them to give him enough votes, I suppose?
He's expected to get 5 in a row, according to AFL.com.
5 threes in a row.
5 threes in a row, like Steph Curry. And... pause for effect. It's a basketball reference.
Yep.
But I don't think there wasn't much in the first half of the season. There wasn't much in the first half of the year, so I don't think it'll be enough to win it. But he'd be a wild card shout, and I reckon there'll be some entertainment if he does.
I would absolutely love that. Yeah, because his back end of the year was so good. I just feel like I think he got last year about 10 votes.
Is he expected to get 25 this year? Again, it's just a projection. And I think the winner had 33. So, it'd be a pretty big, discrepancy there if he actually won it, but he's not a million miles off either.
Yeah. Oh, that would be absolutely amazing. Who else did you mention there?
I didn't. I just said
I thought you said Nasir and somebody else then.
It wasn't me.
Should I go through my picks?
Yeah. If you haven't done your top 5, please do.
So I've basically gone Sarong, Dacos. I think Nick Dacos is more likely to win it.
Yeah.
But Sarong's my kind of next guy.
I like that.
Matty Rowell at 3.
Yeah.
Bailey Smith at 4, as I said, just the star factor. He kind of just is football at the moment. Hugh McCluggage at 5.
Yeah, he'll be close to the top 5, definitely.
And then I had Nass as the outsider at 6.
Yeah, that's about right, I think.
Gus Brayshaw, what did he finish? Top 3?
3rd, yeah.
Did he really?
Out of nowhere.
I think it was 18 when Mitchell won it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
When Mitchell won it.
Tom Mitchell.
Oh, Tom Mitchell. I was
So
thinking
at that point, how was Frio's midfield looking? Like who would
Gus Brayshaw, not
Angus.
Andrew.
Oh, Angus Brayshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Who's going to be your club's top vote getter this year? I think this will be fun for West Coast.
Oh,
Caleb Sarong.
Yeah, and yours will be Caleb Sarong as a Monty. Would it be Sheasel?
I'd assume that it would be.
Sherry's probably not going to.
Yeah, it's a hard one in poor teams because I think the clearance guy, it maybe goes away from them a little bit when you're not talking about the winners and you're talking about like someone that's going to get about 10 votes. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think Sherry was our best player. It'd be him or Sheasel. They tied for the BNF in recent weeks. Yeah.
I had a look on West Coast Predictor. I've been saying for weeks, West Coast will poll a record low of Brownlow votes this year.
What makes you say that?
Just a hunch.
Can you think of any games like you're very religious with how you watch them? Like, can you think of games where you're like, oh, that guy played, other than just like I thought he was good? You can't think of any
not in
stuff.
those terms.
Well,
like,
actually, they only won one game this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Acting surprised.
No, I'm actually thinking like, is there any game where an Eagles player would have polled one?
Oh, we'll poll some votes in general, but on the AFL website, Brady Hoff was credited with the 3 votes against St Kilda, and I don't think any other player was given votes, so they gave them to 2 Saints players. So Hoff, Tim Kelly, and Harley Reid were equal top with 3 votes each.
Could Jinby get one here or there, maybe?
Not a Brownlow vote. No, not that type of player. I think Harley is probably Harley or Kelly.
Lol.
Yeah.
Surely Baker will pick up a few.
I don't know if he will. I don't know if he's that sort of player.
What was his primary role for the majority of the
defender.
season? He was sort of that running halfback,
Yeah.
Bit of a utility.
Defender. And then he played forward mid toward the end of the year. But
Yeah.
it's actually really hard to split who's going to do it. I'll say Harley for the lols. If it's not him, it's probably going to be Kelly.
Rogi's not happy. Reckons the Anderson disrespect is crazy.
Hey, Rogie,
Yeah,
I chose him to win the bloody thing.
You chose him
mate.
to win it. I had him 4th, and you didn't have him in the top.
I didn't have
6.
him in the top. Yeah. That's more of a history thing. Like I'm a big Anderson fan.
Yeah. Again, we are 2 people who don't really rate the Brownlow as an indicator of quality. So for us to predict him not in the top 5 is irrelevant to what we think of him.
This Brownlow, it might come out and, Nick Dacos wins it, Anderson comes 2nd, Bailey Smith comes 3rd.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'll be in the face of how it usually is with the players that are up the top end.